Hello dear students, in the previous video we have learned about the molecular movements that are invisible to us but occur in the protoplasm of living cell and are very essential for life and make the cell alive. In this video we are going to study about, are these molecular movements really necessary for life? Yes, these molecular movements are necessary for life. For example, viruses are considered non-living creatures. You are watching the different types of viruses on the screen. Their images are being displayed. They do not show any molecular movement in them until they infect the living cell. That is, they go inside the host cell and use its machinery and start multiplying. Hence, these viruses are at the borderline of living and non-living beings. In the second pic on the right hand side, you are watching that these viruses, when they are outside the cell, they are non-living. Why? No doubt they are made up of molecules, but they do not have any cellular structure. They don't have any living protoplasm. So they do not show any living characteristic. But when they enter the cell, they use its whole machinery. And as the cell divides, the viruses divide and become living and start multiplying. So we can say that the molecular movements are really very necessary for making the cell alive. Now, what is the need of molecular movements for life? You know, all living organisms are organized structures and they all are made up of cells. The cells group to form tissues, tissues group to form organs, organs group to form organ systems, and then a complete organism is formed. You have learnt in 9th standard that these cells have smaller structures called cell organelles that perform different functions at the molecular level. And if these cellular structures like mitochondria, which is known as powerhouse of the cell and performs a function of respiration, nucleus control center of the cell, controls all the activities of the cell, Golgi bodies are help in processing and packaging the materials, ribosomes synthesize proteins. If they do etc etc etc, if they do not perform their functions, then the cell will not function properly and can become dead. The cell can die. If the cell die, dear students, the tissues may die. If the tissues may die, the organs may die. If the organs do not work properly or they die, the organ system will be affected, and then the functioning of whole complete organism will be affecting. So because of the effects of the environment, if this ordered and organized nature of living structures breaks down, the organism will no longer be alive. So these living creatures keep on repairing and maintaining their structures all the time. Since all these structures are made up of molecules, they must move molecules all the time and make the cell alive. Now another topic in this video we will discuss that exchange of materials take place in unicellular and multicellular organisms. How it happens? In unicellular organisms, you know, they are the single cell organism. Their entire cell is their complete body. They do not require specific organs for taking in food and exchange of gases, removal of waste products, because their entire surface is in direct contact with the surrounding environment. They can meet their requirements of removal of waste materials, taking in food, exchange of gases by the process of simple diffusion. But in the case of multicellular organisms like a human being, plants, various animals, these organisms are made up of many cells. In these organisms, all the cells may not be in direct contact with the surrounding environment. So simple diffusion will not meet the requirements of all the cells. In these organisms, cell to cell diffusion is also very slow process. Hence, they have special organs and organ systems for various processes like to take in food and oxygen, removal of carbon dioxide and other waste products, etc.